Happy Independence Day. It is Valentine's Day. It is a day that couples around the world can embrace and enjoy their true love and relationship. They can embrace it. They can cherish their moments and praise what their relationship or marriage is all about. Unfortunately, we live in a day and age of social media where so many people seek external validation but don't feel validated within themselves. We also live in a world where keeping up with the Joneses, where we try and outdo the next person, is so paramount at these times of year. So I see it at Christmas with the crazy gifts. I now see it at Valentine's. And quite often or not, I see so many people in person because I work in retail. I've got my own gym. I'm quite social and I meet a lot of people. What I see in person is definitely not how I see people online. Online it's all like, oh, lovey-dovey, having a great time, got these gifts, really happy. In reality, it's a different story. So I don't get wowed by these holidays. I see them as a great corporate gain more than anything else. I struggle with the idea that most people are truly happy, especially as I've counselled and coached hundreds, if not a few thousand people since 2004. Being a trainer, being involved with so many people over the years, you have different conversations on different topics. I've met multiple people who've been in domestic, violent or emotionally abusive relationships. I've personally experienced a few myself, so I know what it feels like. But I also come across many people who are expressing themselves online, having this amazing time, but in reality, they're struggling in their real life. They're going through a lot of pain and emotional turmoil. And I look at facts all the time because I've been on national radio, TV quite a few times now in recent years. I have to back up what I say with facts. And because I've been writing a few books recently, and I've been looking at UK and Western culture more so, things that I've noticed is like divorce rates at 42% within the UK. Also, the average relationship now is a lot shorter because we live in the world of instant gratification. Combine that with social media and the likes of dating apps, it's easier to cheat and also look at the grass is greener mindset as well. And a lot of people tend to monkey branch between relationships to the next. And unfortunately, a lot of people seek external validation rather than looking at improving themselves and being the best version of themselves. Some people can only be happy through the likes of being in a relationship. I've met loads of people over the years who've never been single. I look at my own personal history and I think to myself, I've always been at my happiest when I've been single. And I look at the reasons why, and it's simply because I'm quite a free-spirited individual and I like to do what I want to do. And I don't like being nagged. And more importantly, one thing I've found in my 30s is that usually people are on their best behaviour at the start of the relationship. And a few months in, I usually get this like 6-month itch where I come to realise the person that I'm still dating has completely changed. And it's actually the fake facade has been dropped and their real character has come out. And the real inner psycho, in some cases, has shown themselves. We live in this age now where, again, keeping up with the Joneses, trying to impress other people, it's got worse and more exaggerated with the growth rate of social media and phone use. And we see the celebrities do it, but to the extreme. I think I was tagged in something. I think Cardi B gave her partner $500,000. Don't know how much that's true. Even if it is, I don't care. But unfortunately, a lot of kids then get walked into this idea thinking that needs to be reality. Whereas if the average UK wage post-tax is about 26,000 a year, disposable income is minimal, most people aren't going to have that sort of cash floating around. So it makes people feel bad about themselves. So their inner insecurity is going to then be reflected through trying to like do one-upmanship with their friends or peers or social media friends and followers. I've studied psychology a lot in recent years, and if I'm honest, on one hand I'm glad that I did, because it's really opened my eyes up to a lot of things. On the other hand, I wish I hadn't, because the facts are quite scary. So like, we live in a culture now where in the UK today, there's more single people living by themselves than ever before. There's more single parents living in singular households than ever before. There's been a huge rise in emotional and domestic violence. I believe 1 in 3 violent cases in domestic abuse is against men. There's all these different facts that I've learned and I've come to read into, and I've analysed them quite a lot, and it's made me wake up to the reality that most people are not living a happy life. They focus on this whole fake facade, and they focus more on trying to impress others rather than trying to be the happiest, best version of themselves. And it's unfortunate that the most charismatic, fun entertainers, people like Robin Williams, I was a big fan of him, watched him in all the films, Jumanji, Flubber, the likes of Peter Pan, etc. These are like childhood iconic characters, and Heath Ledger and other famous actors. They've killed themselves, but on the surface, they've got everything going for themselves. Inside here, not so much. So if you're single, if you're watching this video, if you are feeling a bit flat because everyone's embracing Valentine's Day and they're gloating and showing off, try and do some like soul searching in yourself, and plan a holiday for yourself, plan some travels for yourself, look at ways to look after yourself better. And the best thing I've done in recent years is research and study and look into different topics that I hadn't looked at before. For me, psychology, economics, the likes of Egyptology, these are different subjects that I've been learning into, and it's opened up my eyes. Looking at global politics, looking at big brands, how they've grown and developed over the years. It's really opened my eyes to more things out there. And unfortunately for a lot of people, they're very like insular, and some of the loneliest people I've met are in relationships, which sounds bonkers, but it's the reality of the world that we live in. Unfortunately, too many people today are heavily engrossed in these online fantasies of trying to portray themselves as something that they're not, and in reality they're a lot unhappier. My reality is that I work hard, and I understand emotion. So some days I have great days and some days I have flat days, but that's transparent and that's me being me. I find that it's very disillusional to think that every day is going to be an amazing day. It's best to plan for the best, but you've got to accept that it's not always going to go the way you want it to. But that being said, it's becoming more of a social awareness holiday rather than it is about actual true love. I find Valentine's Day. I think that a lot of people need to reevaluate what it actually means. I'll give you an example. I'm just going to finish on this. I'll give you an example of an actual truly happy couple. My neighbours, a guy called Brian, he passed away over a year ago. He was in his late 80s, and him and his partner, they were together for 70 years. They got married in their teenage years. Late teens, they got married, post-World War, children, Second World War. So as children, they lived through the Second World War. They got together in their teenage years. He'd gone to the Vietnam War. He'd also served in the army in Germany, travelled the world. Amazing guy, unfortunately passed away, but they were literally there together forever. And I firmly believe that those errors in time were the last errors of truly committed death do us part relationships. Could be wrong, please feel free to correct me. I know I've just ranted on in this video, but if you're watching this video and you've got some different viewpoints on Valentine's, what it means to you, feel free to comment below. I'm just expressing some simple views, some observations of what I've seen in recent years, and it's more about materialism, validation, external validation, than it is true pair bonding and love. So share your view below. Thank you for watching. If you like my videos, make sure to click follow above. I will be doing more content going forward, and thank you for watching. Have a great day.